everyone, welcome back to the Bake Wellbeing Kitchen. My name's Ella and I'm the founder and director of Bake Wellbeing, and today I'm going to show you how to make mint chocolate brownies. I also wanted to start this video by saying a massive thank you to those of you that have already joined the Bake Wellbeing community on our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook, even from following our TikTok videos. I'm so excited to be connecting with so many of you, whether you're professional bakers or just a home baker, or you literally just love to eat cake. Just to be able to chat with you guys about baking and our mental health and our well-being is the absolute mission of Bake Wellbeing, and I'm so happy to already have so many of you on board. So on our YouTube channel you can find all sorts of different bakes. There's something for everyone. So let me show you today's bake. So here they are, our gorgeous super thick mint chocolate brownies. These ones have risen so well. And you can really smell the mint in there. This is a really simple recipe. I made these for Father's Day because my dad absolutely loves mint chocolate. But you can put anything into your brownie recipe, like orange zest, which is great because orange chocolate is another firm favourite, or even nut pieces to give it a little crunch. These ones have been flavoured with fresh, homegrown mint. And it really gives them a super natural and unartificial taste when you flavour your bakes with the fresh ingredients rather than shop-bought flavours. So pop your ovens onto 170 degrees and I'll take you through this one step by step. Okay, so first things first, we need to grease our tins. So I have a 20 centimetre, 8-inch square tin here, and I've just buttered the sides and the bottom and then cut some grease-proof paper strips and a base, and that will stop the edges of your brownies burning. And now we're going to move on to melting the chocolate and the butter. So to do this, I'm going to put a medium saucepan of boiling water onto a low heat, and then I'm going to put my glass Pyrex bowl with 200 grams of dark chocolate in it just on top. So you want to make sure that the water is not touching the base of this glass bowl because you don't want the chocolate to burn. So I'm going to let that start to melt first, and then I'm going to add in the butter. You can use a spatula to move the chocolate around and that will help it to melt. Now once that's almost completely melted, I'm going to add in the butter. So here I've got 200 grams also of soft baking butter, and I'm just going to put that straight into the chocolate, and again help to melt that and mix it in with my spatula. So this butter hasn't come straight out of the fridge. I've had it at room temperature for quite a while, so hopefully it will just make it that little bit easier to melt. So now that is almost completely melted together, I'm just going to take it off the heat and continue to stir it until it's completely combined. And just get rid of those last lumps of butter. Okay, so for the next step we need to beat together the sugar and the eggs until they're nice and fluffy. So I'm going to grab a large bowl for this, like so, and I've got 3 large eggs which I'm going to need to crack straight into here. So I'm going to give the eggs a little beat first just before I add in the sugar, just to make it a little bit easier to combine them. And then I've got 250 grams of light soft brown sugar which is going to go in the bowl. And you really want to give these two a good strong whisk to get out any little lumps of sugar. Now these two ingredients together is not going to be a light whisk. It's quite heavy, and therefore you really need to get into it, get those endorphins flowing, get your heart beating. You can also use a hand mixer for this, which will make it much quicker. Just want to get lots of those nice air bubbles in there. Now once that's looking nice and airy, I'm going to add in the chocolate mixture. So do just test the glass bowl first to make sure that it's not still super hot. Just going to get rid of those last little bits of butter there. And then I'm going to pour this gorgeous looking buttery chocolate mix in. Scrape all that deliciousness off of the bowl. We do not want to waste any of this good stuff. And I'm just going to start to mix those two together. I'm going to do this nice and slowly because I don't want to beat out too much of the air that we've just put into the eggs and the sugar. So nice and slowly. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. And once that's all combined, I'm then going to add in the flour. So I've got 100 grams here of plain flour, and I'm just going to sieve that straight into the mixture, along with 1 level teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm just going to start to combine that as well. Sort of doing a folding technique, but I am still using my whisk here, so it's not your usual instrument to use when folding, but just to save the washing up. Just going to give that a good mix together until it looks like there's no lumps left in it. Again, not too quickly, and we don't want to overdo this bit. Make sure you get all the flour off the sides so it's all incorporated. And the last bit to add is the fresh mint. So this mint is straight from the garden, but you can also buy this in packs from the supermarket. So I'm going to chop this up finely. So I've got about 14 grams of just your mint leaves here. Now I'm definitely not a chef, and I do not have that fabulous cutting technique that most chefs have. But I'm just going to really carefully chop it up and try and make it as thin and as fine as possible. I heard from my granddad actually that it's when you break leaves that are herbs that their flavour actually comes out. So this will be enough to flavour the whole mixture just by putting in these slices of fresh mint. Okay, I think that should do. It smells amazing in here. Just gonna go and wash my hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna add this mint to our mixture and slowly and gently mix that in. That smells delicious. So once all that mint is incorporated, I'm then gonna just pour it into the tin, and in it goes. Great, then I'm just going to give that a little bash on the surface. And that's going to bring all the air bubbles to the top. You might be able to see them popping there. And then I've just got a couple more mint leaves which I kept behind, and I'm just going to place these ones on the top of the mixture. I won't press these down because they will sink. Lovely. And then this is going to go in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. And here she is, fresh out of the oven. So I'm just going to leave it to cool in the tin for about 15 minutes. And then I'm just going to drizzle over some light green chocolate just so that everybody knows that she is flavoured with mint. Just like that. And now I'm just going to cut this into a few brownie squares. So first I'm going to get rid of the edges, so these will be considered off cuts. And then I'm going to cut the main piece of brownie into squares. And there you have your gorgeous mint chocolate brownies, ready to serve hot or cold. Thanks so much for joining us again today, everyone, and I really hope that you enjoyed the bake. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and if you fancy making it, don't forget to send us some photos of your bakes because we'd really love to see them. And as I was recently reminded, baking for someone is such a lovely thing to do. Just by gifting someone something that you've literally made by hand and poured love and time into is one of the loveliest gifts that you can possibly give. So I would highly recommend when you make your next bake to have someone close to you in mind, make them one of their favourite things or something that you just know that they'll enjoy, and then gift it to them. Thanks so much, and join us again next week for another Bake Wellbeing tutorial.